So, unbeknownst to the rest of us on planet Earth, our friends over at Uber, and I'm a huge fan of Travis Kalanick, not so much a fan of Darshwakowi, whatever the guy who
See, this is
replaced
why I
him.
love you on this show. I have no idea who these two people are. I
Okay,
did read about this article, but I
okay.
don't know who these people are. This is what you bring to the table.
Travis Kalanick is the sometimes I don't find him to be controversial, but other people find him to be a controversial co-founder or founder of Uber. He took an exit. By the way, it was a heated exit. He leaves Uber. He's the one, by the way, and this was a dumb thing on his part. You remember that like dot logo with a square in it? That was his idea. Ugh, that was stupid. Uber is this interesting. It's an interesting.
You are
in
such
my
a logo
mind,
Nazi. You are such a logo.
it's so true
Go
though.
ahead.
It is. I am.
Go ahead.
I don't pretend. Uber is such an interesting company to me because it is kind of the star child of disruption and gig work.
Sure.
But it will go down in flames when it finally goes down. Like when it's
I
over,
honestly thought it was going to go down in flames this past election cycle because in California they
Yeah.
voted whether they would
Dude.
actually make all those people employees,
Yeah,
and
they're
it
not gonna
failed.
make it.
It
Yeah.
failed, right? So
Well,
they're
no,
still considered gig workers.
Well, it didn't the law passed, but they created a carve out for Uber and Lyft because Uber and Lyft threatened to leave the state.
Sure, Austin did it a couple of years ago where you
Yeah.
couldn't use Uber in Austin because of very similar types of circumstances.
And
But
it
anyway,
was-
so Uber's definitely a disruptor. I was
Yeah.
not aware until this week that they had a flying taxi service, a flying car division.
Yeah, and I have so many questions. Okay, the first one is, did everyone hop in an RV and take a tree up to take a ride out to Joshua Tree and do acid? And then was this like, hey guys, let's start a flying car division? It's already whacked to me that like all these companies have self-driving car divisions, but now you got a flying car division. What are you
Well,
doing?
but a flying taxi car. And here's the deal. Here's what I found interesting about the article is apparently this has been a thing since 2016. Like Uber decided
Right.
this back then.
So
and,
that was a Travis decision then, because that was
well-
Travis when Travis was the CEO. Yeah.
and we'll link the article down below, but it's called the flying taxi is called Elevate, which
Yeah.
great name for a taxi service, right? Whatever.
You
but
don't understand branding at all, do you?
I don't care. The point is that they have had it since 2016, and somebody sees so much value in it that they're selling it to someone else.
What was the sticker on the sale? Do you remember?
$4 billion. No,
You're kidding me.
Aurora Innovation, a $4 billion company,
Okay.
75 million.
Here's the thing. Here's what's hilarious. It's a division of their business we didn't know existed until now.
Correct.
It's a division of their business that we don't even have we know it doesn't do anything because we've never flown. Like,
We don't have flying cars.
You're not ordering a flying Uber, okay?
Right.
I don't care how high or how drunk you can't get a flying Uber. You might be flying in the Uber, but the Uber's on the ground, okay?
Exactly.
And the fact that somebody saw 75 million, and this is to me, Dar Karshawi or whatever the guy's name is. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm the child of immigrants, and all I can tell you is some of us just got here and was like, yeah, we're going to just pick a name that works. Like that people know what that means. Okay.
Right.
He's Persian, and he was like the turnaround guy at Expedia, right?
Okay.
He's the one who made Expedia what it is.
All right.
And after Travis's kind of flame out over there, which by the way, perfect exit because he got a stupid dummy amount of money. He was super controversial, but the reason he was controversial was he just went into a city and was like, yeah, we don't care. We're just like, we're here now.
Right.
Like, and that was, as someone who is an outspoken and unrepentant anarchist, that is how you properly defy regulation. You just go, yeah, we're doing it. Up yours. And if you look, and if you're properly funded like Uber, you're fine. Like it just like Arcade City was in Austin for a while after that ban. and they were doing the exact same thing. So what? It's banned. We're just going to do it anyway, right?
Well, look, I'm all for disruption, and there should be more innovation and disruption in a lot of different businesses. But to a certain
I'm all
extent,
for not asking permission because you're a goddamn free American,
right? And
if you want to drive around some drunk people for $8 an hour, that's your problem.
Well, and Elon Musk and his companies have made a art form the last 15 years about just saying things, just saying I'm gonna do whatever. This to me falls in that vein of Uber, for whatever reason in 2016 says, hey, we're going to have a flying car division that we're not going to tell anybody about. And then we're going to come across an article in 2020 that says not only have they been thinking about this and developed this flying car taxis division since 2016, according to what they've said this year, and I wrote this down because I thought it was crazy. Apparently, their plan has been all along to have this service up and running in Los Angeles and Dallas by 2023.
I have so many questions about your statement. One of them being, you still use a pen and paper, you ancient dinosaur.
100%. Look at this.
Who am I in business with? Oh, my goodness.
And the yellow pad.
Do you go up to your car and crank the front of it to get it started?
I do. Yes,
okay.
I do.
I have so much to tell you about the future of television. It's going to kill radio.
Eat it.
I just think it's awesome that this happened, that this exists, and that I like the fact that somebody's pushing the boundaries. I like the concept that someone's like, air traffic control. We're Uber. We don't do that. We don't care.
But you and I both know that there is no way on God's green earth that this company has flying taxis by 2023 in any county.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're the one who just got done telling me before we started the podcast that you're buying an electric truck and it's probably going to drive itself. So, and 5 years ago, like when people were like, man, Teslas are going to drive themselves, I'd be like, oh, okay, Teslas are going to drive themselves. Like, I have no... At this point, there's nothing you can tell me about what you think the future is going to bring, especially after a year like 2020, where I'd go, I don't think so.
That's true.
Nothing's off the table.
Like, I agree with you in that. And look, this is why one of the great times to be alive because of that, right? That you and I can sincerely sit here and go, I would not be able to put money on the fact that this doesn't happen. Right, by 2020. Now I can sit here and think, okay, based on my experience, I don't think we'll have flying cars by 2023, more or less taxis. But at the same time, I'm not going to put $100,000 on it because the crazy technology could change between now and then. Somebody could develop something or have already developed something that we don't know about.
And it could be perfect for, as you know, as we both know, like going up 35 Dallas from Austin to DFW. Mm-hmm. Going anywhere from Austin, if you're trying to get to any of the other cities, basically other than San Antonio, huge pain in the neck.
Yes.
And as like Los Angeles, similarly to California, you have industry that's split across a huge state. So it's interesting that you said they had thought about two states, which is one city, Los Angeles, one Dallas. It's interesting because if you're talking about a flying taxi and I can hop in it and it's $100, it's so much easier for me to flying taxi to DFW and hop on any, because you can get any flight out of DFW whenever you want, going anywhere, and there's always a first class seat always open for me.
Right.
Trying to fly out of Bergstrom, it's impossible to get anywhere ever. Like it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to connect in like Scottsdale at the small airport in Scottsdale, and then you got to take a bus. Then you got to go to Las Vegas. I mean, it's just always dumb. Like I've never got a direct flight in or out of Austin for anything. But I also fly Southwest a lot because they give me 2 seats.
Hey, I love Southwest.
So do I. I mean, like, you know.
Big people friend. For those of you out there, completely off topic, but if you're a big person, Southwest is your go-to, okay?
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
saying, all right? It is the go-to. They give you an extra seat. Yeah, anyway.
They classify you there. We're defined, and here we go with a tangent. If you're a big person, if you say, I would like accommodations for a person or passenger of size.
Passenger of size. There's the key word.
Hilarious. I'm a passenger of size.
I'm a passenger of size and stature. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.